Good morning or evening, my friends. It is 5 o'clock at night on a Tuesday. We're going to get into some things here. And if I get interrupted, I might have to redo this video. But we're going to go ahead and do this video now. So I think it was yesterday. It could be today. It might have been a couple days ago. The big Apophis asteroid went by us. And about that same day, there was a meteorite that blew up over Vermont, and albeit it was only as big as a basketball, but it was the sonic boom was so loud it scared people to death. And so what I wanted to do was get into this video and talk about climate change. So when the Pope, the first this Pope was Pope, he came, he came out and said, well, they had this much time to climate chaos, and I forgot how long. He said it was like a longer time than it is, and it was like 20 years or something like that. But recently, somebody came on and they said that they might have said 9 years, but it could have been 8. And he said there was this many years into climate chaos. Now, what they're doing is they're getting all you guys to, what they're doing is they're getting you guys to believe the climate change is your fault, okay? And that greenhouse gases and emissions from your car and this and that and all that's doing that. Well, I hate to tell you, but there's no damn way in hell that amount of that would break ice in Antarctica and it wouldn't happen. And while that happens a lot up there, this is still kind of significant. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into a few topics. And one of the things we're going to start again was with COVID. Now, that is biblical, more or less, it is. And so they talk about plagues and that. So fake or real, which I believe it's real. I believe we're getting iron oxide dust from a passing dwarf star because they found pink snow in Antarctica, and that right there, the iron oxide and the white make pink, and they found pink snow. That was in December of 2019, I think it was, 2 years ago. So the climate guru came out and decided to tell us that we had 8 or 9 years of till climate chaos. Well, in 8 years, about this same time, about a month from now, Apophis will come again in 5 years. Well, actually 8 years. Yeah, not 5 years, 8 years. And when it comes, it'll be about 17,000 miles away. So the naked eye should see it, okay? And they were saying, like Paul Begley, what? Have a cup of coffee? That guy. He said that NASA was saying that it would be big enough that people would freak out. What's that? Even though they were told. Now, the deal is, could that come in? It could. It could get pulled in by gravitational forces and come in. If something that big were to hit the ground, I don't know if it would take out the world, but it sure would do a lot of damage. It'd be almost like a nuclear winter. Could it bring in other things with it? Maybe. Is the dwarf star making all this and holding it all and letting it go happen? That's what I talked about in an older video. Now, I'm going to mention this person one more time. I'll even say his name so he knows, well, it's probably not his real name, but what I know him by. Now, I haven't seen Dusty on Facebook or Messenger or anything in forever, and I know the guy's having lots of trouble in his family because he's dealing with somebody who's having physical troubles and is older. And so my heart goes out to you. I can't tell you I understand exactly what you're going through, but I've gone through and going through similar circumstances with the people in my family. So the biggest out there I can put to you, I do. I would like to do a video with you. If you can't do it, that's fine. But I messaged you a couple times and realized I'd rather just leave you alone until you're ready. I know Apophis was one of your big things. So anyway, they're talking about this climate chaos. It's going to come in about 8 years to 9 years. Well, I was right about the time of Apophis. Now in 2024, there's a comet going to come, an electric comet, and that's going to be about the time, if they were to break a treaty that we signed with Israel, and it broke about then, that would be about right. 2024, rid of the comet, Nostradamus. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is climate change is real, but it's not you. You're not putting out all, and it's happening, sure, but you're not doing it and causing it, and it's all your fault, and that's how it is. They know what climate chaos is. They're not going to tell you what climate chaos is. They can't tell you what climate chaos is. If they were to tell you what it was, even though there's not a thing a person can do about it, people would flip out. They'd lose their minds. What's it better to do? Start it out with this. Say it's just one thing. Don't give them all of it. So that harkens back to a long time ago to me and my old original channel when I had about 400 to 500 subs back then. Like 51 right now, so hey to all you guys. And there was a guy who went by the name of Arizona. And you can find him. You can go on YouTube and put in Devil Planet Guy, whatever, and it'll show a picture of this red planet that looks kind of like Jupiter. And then it's him talking. And of course, it's old. The things that you're saying haven't happened, but what he's telling you is true. Well, back then, Arizona, the guy who's Arizona, his son got a hold of me, and we started talking. And back in the old days when you had instant messenger on your phone, on your computer, I talked to the kid through AOL Instant Messenger. But I've never given anybody my phone number. It's listed here, but I don't give anybody my number. And I wasn't going to do it back then. But anyway, we had a lot of things to talk about. Arizona was his father. Arizona called himself Arizona because they lived in Arizona. I did a lot of digging to figure that out. Guy liked the Arizona hockey team, the NHL team. I probably lived there. In Arizona, there is a telescope, and a lot of you know, it's called the Lucifer telescope, and it looks out at a certain chunk of sky for a certain thing. Now you know what they're looking for. They're looking for that asteroid, they're looking for the dwarf star, and they're looking for